Okay, very morning and even good afternoon together, I'm saying, because almost we are going to around 2 p.m. Okay, let's start. I'll be discussing about this intelligent renewable energy, how we can use this. But we are having a multiple or different level of students and different uh, stream of students. So I prepared my presentations in such a way so that everyone can be easily understandable. Let's coming down to the directly topics. Why we use renewable energy? What's the process? How the smart grid uses the AI? And in the generation of smart grid or generation of power, we are having some set of steps. So only we can explain about the generation. So the renewable energy, we know these are the benefits. We are having a lot of benefits are there in a renewable energy. Let's coming out the reasons. One, which reduces the greenhouse effect. Second, we reduces the climates. That also affects the environments. Then also in the energy diversities and the portabilities. Now we are coming down how we can increase the differences. Say in 2030, probably we'll be able to equate with the renewable energy and the traditional energy. Let's coming down to the some of the important things that when we are going for the generating of the renewable energy, what are the main core things? Number one, that we have already explained that it's the power grid or in the photovoltaic cells and the power cells, solar panels. Second one, we can use this wind. Third one, we can say there are the some of the aspects what we can go forward with the hydro energy. See, we are not called commonly familiar with this hydro energy. It is there in the underground of the water. Now we can go forward with this energy with the geothermal energy. Now I'll be showing you where the geothermal energy works over there. See, in the geothermal energy, internal thermal, we can retrieve that one, and the hot water and the stream we can pass for the generating of the power systems, but it is already there. It's not like that it's in a hypothetical image. It's already there. Our India government has already initiated this one in Ladakh. In the Pugra Valley, it is already available. Now they are already started this. Very shortly, it will generate the power. Now I am coming down to these are the several energies. Now I am coming down the grid. How the smart grid works. There are the 6 different components in overall. We can have it. But in all these 6 grids, these 6 components, this is a metered advantage of the advanced meter infrastructure, two-way communication. That is very important. That how the two-way communication works, that will show over there. Then there some control is required over here. Then renewable integration. See, here you can see. Let's see this image, how it works. There is a generation plant. From the generation plant, it comes to the grid and to the house. When it is coming down, it is in a one way. In this one way, we cannot use. In the one-way communication, we cannot use this artificial intelligence or anything else. It is in a complete manual process. But now, if anyone is using this one, we need some information should be retrieved from the home. But how it comes down, then some reverse information should come to the power generation system so that it can manage this distribution. So for that one, we are having this both-way communications. And we are having additional components that we can add more different resources, versatile resources we can add it. As of now, what we are thinking about is only the power, physical power, or only the thermal power. Not only the thermal power, in the same grid, we can use the multiple different resources into the system so that we can accumulate more and more energy. Later on here, we have added some solar systems over there. We can add the wind systems over there because these are unpredictable, because as per the weather, it changes. Now I'm coming down showing you, this is our power system and these are some of the houses over there. Because currently we might have the minimum requirement, and that's why one power generation is working. If the requirement is exist or if it is increased, then what will happen? See what will happen, automatically the number of other power generation systems will be start working. In this way the intelligence works. And if you think in one scenario, there are one power generation systems are there and 3 grid and routers are there, and we are having a number of different houses and homes. But in some certain conditions or natural calamities, some of the grids or this part of the grids are not able to work. Then how it will happen? We have to wait until and unless this grid works perfectly or this grid now becomes inactive. So what this intelligence works, the intelligence changes the different routes and automatically provides this houses the powers through the different routes. That is another importance of intelligence. The different components of intelligence works there. And for that one, we are having a continuous monitoring at the generation sets along with the smart systems of our homes as well. So these things are also working over there. So all these smart systems together is changing, monitoring, and it can decide how much works or how much energy is required over here. So if you're coming down the process, there is a generation, distribution, storage, and maintenance. If we're talking about this generation, distribution, storage, and maintenance, these are the complete process of the power. But I'll be talking about the generation only today. Say in generation, these are the steps: collection of the data, feature selections, modeling, algorithm selections. These are the several process step by steps we are having, and over this all the process after end of the feedback loop, the entire system works. So in case of data collections, there are so many components we are considering as when we are interacting or collecting the data. Number one is weather conditions. It is very important. In each and every weather condition, weather is different from the different places, and we are very much that we in our India, in everywhere the climates are not same. So what we can do, we can have a weather conditions. Depending on the weather conditions, the generations of generation of power may vary, because we are using the renewable energy. We are having a multiple sources of energy, so that's why this data collection is important. The equipment performance is also important, and energy consumption pattern is also important. And we can go for the feature selections also. There are some of the weather temperatures, sunlight hours, and all these things are required, because wind speed is also required. So these are the features we required for the AI generations. Now we are coming down to the modeling. So we know there are several model techniques we can use it, but out of which these are the several models we can use for the power generation. But here we are not going into the deeper in the individual model learning models. Now we are coming to the algorithm selections. In the algorithm selections, what we are having, there are a number of different algorithms that we can select based on the requirement of the analysis. Now we are coming to the performance monitoring. That is a very, very, very important thing, because until and unless we can maintain or monitor the performance, we cannot predict the intake and the output as well. So for that one, we need data analysis very rigorously. Now we are coming down the optimizations. Optimization is very important, because until and unless we can optimize, because there might be a number of parameters, So all the parameters are conflicting together, or more than a number of parameters we are having. If we need to see this one, we need to minimize the power, minimize the light. If we minimize the light, something is not visible. So in this way, we can have a dynamic management. Now we are coming to the risk management. That is also important thing. Now, when your power leakage is there, and sometimes this power, if anything is happening, mistakes in the power, then entire thing will fall down. So another thing is there, and then another important thing is the real-time data analysis. That is all very important, as because when we are interacting with this, the real-time data analysis is required. So when how much it is used, how much it is not used, because sometimes when some in our scenarios, in our localities, if some big event is occurring, and at that point of time, at that particular evening, huge power required. So at that prior informations we are not providing to the generation or the distribution company, then what will happen? And that point of time, some issue may occur, some power cut, some shortage of things may happen, and that's why we need a online instantly importance of real-time power generations. That is also important. Now we are coming to the feedback loop. That is the last phase of the power generation, because once we generated the power, then we need the feedback of the what we have distributed and what are the coming back into the systems. Now we are coming to the distribution process. The distribution process already explained, but we are not going into the detailed distribution process, because distribution power generation is one part and distribution is another huge work. Because until and unless we can generate or distribute the power in proper way, so that it cannot be mitigate our issues or mitigate our requirements. Now after that one, storage. Because when we are generating our powers, we cannot store the data, but in case of renewable energy, to some extent we can store data in our systems. But when if we want to able to generate our powers, we can store, but a big amount of data we cannot store. So therefore that one, to some extent, when the high requirement is there, at high requirements time, we can store the data. So that is also important part. Another is the maintenance. Maintenance, we should maintain the proper scenarios, proper authorities and proper formulations in regular basis, so that we can get the informations, or we can maintain the quality or the output properly. So finally we can conclude, the artificial intelligence is very important and required for in every sections, in case of power divisions or power sections as well, as that we are also using number of things, but it should be maintained on in each and every sections in a proper way and proper fashion, so that we can use this. And for that one, we can conclude that it is also the technical involvement or growth of economy is there. Also we can generate the job, because it's not like that in a road job, but we need a technicians or skilled people, because in each and every sectors we need a skills people. Until and unless we don't have a skill, we are not having a job, because everywhere the common people we need a skill, because in entire scenarios we required skill for that one. Okay, thanks to all of you for understanding and listening this one. I hope this one is okay. Thank you.